All right, welcome to the franchise time machine. I thought this afternoon we might have a chance. Excuse me, hold on a sec. We might have a chance to finalize the settings for the lowball version of Creator Roster in OOTP26. It did not go that way though. It was a little surprising. So here's the context, and maybe I should wait until Ezra raids in. But I will put this up for now. These are the experiments I did with Creator Roster style player creation. 5 at a time at each position level combination. Pick 1, delete 4. Right, just like Creator Roster, except all at one level. The other difference from Creator Roster is I let myself set pitching staff, set lineups, set platoons, set sliders. Right, so a lot more hands-on. Because it's just me. It's not a community game. We don't have we're not pressed for time. And so as a result, these results will be a little better than the typical Creator Roster team. If Creator Roster teams were created with one level. Right? Because I just get to do a little more for the team than we let people do in Creator Roster. And the reason I felt like I need to tinker with the low ball settings in particular is that the all scrub and all bench level teams performed much better than an OOTP25. And we kind of saw that coming. Because when we did player creation tests of 8,000 players each, we noticed a very specific lack of players at 1-star and half-star levels at the scrub level. They're just much more prevalent in OOTP25, and that part of the player creation pool has just been kind of truncated. And that's fine because I think it leads to more major league quality players. You still want your scrubs to be a scrub you would find in the majors, not below that level. So I think that they've achieved that. So I think that's a good thing. But then I couldn't, and then I tried to create a roster lowball version just of the standard team. We used Barry Basher's lineup that only won 20 games. And I'm not Barry Basher, but I can pick, I'm not too bad at picking good or bad players out of player pools. And so I think it's, relatively close to what Barry Basher would have gotten. Probably not exactly the same. There's some also RNG involved in what player choices we get. But we won 70-some games. Nowhere near the 20 games. And frankly, I think this game is more interesting if the median is around 50 games, 50 wins, maybe 45. So that, if things break your way, you can break below 40. If you get super lucky, maybe you get into the mid-30s. I do think even in OOTP25 it might have been a little too low. But 70-something is definitely too high. I think it loses the fun of having a terrible team. You basically just have a mediocre team, and I don't think that's fun for anybody. So today, this afternoon, we tested this. For low ball, we already switch it so that its legend has 2 and scrub has 4. This is the reverse from regular Creator Roster. Well, given that a scrub only team won 31 games, I thought we can only afford to improve this team so much before you end up in the 50s or 60s. Ezra is looking at Friday Night Live. I have two teams in there still too. That's so weird. Ezra's in round 4. I'm in round 3. That is so weird. Yeah, he's in round 4, but on my screen, I'm on round 3. What? Are there 2 Friday Night Lives? I'll show him when he gets on here. That's so weird. How is that possible? It does say Friday Night Live. That's so weird. That's so weird. Charles figured it out for us. Warbot TVD figured it out for us. What? Ezra is in a traditional Friday Night Live. I'm in a draft Friday Night Live. That's funny. I was like, Ezra, I don't see you. And how are we on such different rounds? A different Jason. He's been cracking me up tonight. Different Jason. That's awesome. All right, we'll discuss this further with Ezra when he gets here. Oh, I have not seen this Just the Jar. Is this from today? Is this something that happened today? Let me see if I can find it online. Let's see if we can find this. So they simultaneously caught a ball today? Okay, Jeff the Jar's going to post it in my Discord. We'll take a look over there. Oh, that's so weird. Also, it looks like they're laying down. It looks like they're laying down, and the photo's taken from the ceiling. Oh my. Okay, I gotta show them. How do I share? Okay, I have a Discord thing I can share. This is great. This is. You're right. This is an all-time great thing. Holy cow! Amazing. Let's get this in the stream. Ezra Denny, thank you for the raid. I hope Warbot came with you so I can thank him for solving our mystery. Snowman put your game on ice. Very nice. Schneeman. As always, I enjoyed your stream. I was watching it while getting ready to stream myself. A different Jason. Thank you not just for the laughs tonight, cracking me up all night. Okay, you know what? I believe the different Jason, maybe other than Ezra, the longest subscriber. 12 months? I didn't even think I was streaming 12 months ago. I was trying to figure it out the other day, actually, but this makes it official. I must have been streaming 12 months ago. So the first thing that happened was, after my afternoon stream, yes, you got the first log icon I see, so does Ezra. After my afternoon stream, raided into Nolan Network, and then had to go because my kids, part of their after-school care is at the school they go to. And the program they're in was having an art exhibit at like an actual art gallery. So it was like, 1/3 actual professional artists exhibits, and then like 2/3 art from the students from this after school program. And so, of course, it was a big kick for them to see their artwork up there. Our oldest was like a little disappointed because we didn't find any of her art until like the last room we went into. But it was awesome. And like, so I think she was pretty happy with, seeing it up there and our reaction to it. I was taking pictures of some of her friends' art and like sending it to the parents. And it was just a really good time. But as I'm there, I get a Discord message from Smiley Face Jane who says, your stream is still alive again. Because I have a bad habit of raiding out and then leaving it on while I do my drafts and stuff. And I don't realize I'm still streaming. Well, this time I'm at this art thing, so I'd like to be back for like another half hour. And so later, around then, after I get back, I'm like, well, there are now like 30 more viewers here. I'm just watching the pack giveaway results spreadsheet. So I just raid into Nolan again, and a different Jason's there and says, I think I'm paraphrasing, it was like, best 30 minutes of franchise Time Machine content in a while. Amazing. So yeah, so Jeff the Jar on top of that. And then, that's right. And so Ezra was talking about how he's in Friday Night Live and how he's, still alive in it. And I was excited because I was like, I have two teams that are still alive too. I just advanced to the third round with both. Maybe we'll end up playing each other. So I'm getting ready to stream. I message Ezra in his chat. Hey, Ezra, like, where are you in Friday Night Live? I'm still alive in round 3. Maybe we'll play each other. And he's in round 5. And I'm like, wait, how is this possible? I just swept in round 2. I'm just sitting there waiting for round 2 to finish. Ezra's in round 5. And so I say, well, when you get over here, I'll show you mine. And Jeff the Jar says, I can't. When Ezra rated out, I lost the chat. But it was something like, what did you say? Different Jason? A different Jason, something like, It was something like I fell for that last time, or it was really weird last time he said that. Whatever it was, it cracked me up. So a different Jason's been cracking me up. And then on top of that, Jeff the Jar just sent me this amazing photo. I guess this happened today. These two Cleveland Guardians like simultaneously jumping onto the wall to make this catch. But it looks like they're laying down together on some like gymnastic mats or something, and it looks like it's taken from the ceiling. Yes. Oh, Jeff the Jar thinks yesterday. So then I see this. I'm already laughing from what a different Jason said. And I was like, oh, look at that. They look so cute. The timing for this is so perfect. And I think Jeff the Jar said, is it Schneemann who made the catch? And Ezra Denny's been talking about Schneemann all stream. Because Schneemann came up in Ezra's draft. And Schneemann means snowman, apparently, in German. So I already had Schneemann at the top of my mind. And then I see this from Jeff the Jar. It's just been a really interesting evening so far. And then, thanks to Charles, Warbot TBD, we realized what was going on. Charles is the one who solved it. Ezra is in a traditional tournament Friday Night Live, where he gets to submit his roster. I'm in a perfect draft Friday Night Live. So we're both in Friday Night Live. I'm in round 2. He's in round 5, I think. And now we know why we're in different rounds. I kept half expecting my tournament tree to suddenly update 3 rounds when the next simulation came in. So anyway, here's one of my teams. We just swept, so we're going to be in round 3 against this team. This will be... Oh! Wait. Paoli. Clay Dog is not Clay Hoadley, is he? That's not Clay Dog, is it? Clay Dog. Are you Clay Hoadley 2? And presumably Clay Hoadley 1? Oh, okay. I didn't think so. Because I don't even think... I mean, okay, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because I don't want to dox anybody, but... So I didn't... Oh, look at this. Fargo Fielders out there in round 1. That's surprising. Although it is a perfect draft, so you could just get unlucky in the draft. You wish you were them, they do well. Okay, and then here's my other team. We're up here. We're on the same side of the bracket. But man, between a different Jason and Jeff the Jar, cracking me up tonight. And of course, Ezra, as always, making me laugh with his stream. Okay, so yeah, we've advanced to face this Paoli team. And then up here, we've got, in round 3 also, we won 4 games to 1. Oh, good, our opponent had to go 7 games. So Courage Dogs should be pretty tired. Yeah, they're starting third baseman, their left fielder, their catcher, and 2 first basemen are all tired. And their pitching staff, the bullpen's pretty tapped. They've got 2 rested relievers. We've got almost our entire rotation ready to go. And no one's tired, and we've got 2 people on a hot streak. So that bodes well. Of course, it guarantees nothing. So anyway, I'm glad we solved that mystery. There's another mystery um, going on here. Here is the mystery. Not that catch. That catch though it is a mystery how this happened so perfectly. That is a mystery. Uh, Here's the mystery. This mystery is relevant to the pack giveaway form, so I'm going to present the mystery to you before I put the pack giveaway form in the chat. We are rerunning the experiment from this afternoon because it did not give me the results I was expecting, and I would like to get this low ball creator roster team winning about 50 games. So here's the background. In OOTP, we ran experiments where we did creator roster style player creation, 5 at a time, keep the one we want for low ball, delete the other 4. But we did it with all scrubs, all bench level players, all average. And the all scrub team, even though I was taking, in this case, actually, we weren't playing low ball, I was taking the best of each. So I was taking the best scrub, so presumably like close to bench level. Right? Out of 5, the chances are that one of them is above scrub, is pretty good. But then same for bench, probably a lot of average players. Same for average, probably some good players. Anyway, all scrub team only won 11 games in OOTP25 in the 2023 run environment. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago, last week, OOTP26, we're testing the new engine. We had just done a bunch of experiments generating 8,000 players at a time at different positions and different levels. Legend level starting pitchers, then 8,000 star level starting pitchers, and so on. Center field, second base, did it all. One thing we noticed is the scrub level players, we were not seeing the 1-star and half-star players we were used to seeing. So I thought, okay, I need to test this before we do low ball. I don't want to put a low ball game out there and have people winning like 70, 80 games. Because to me, low ball is only fun if you're really bad. Low ball is just frustrating if you're just, winning 70 games. Low ball is way more fun if you're winning 40 games. And so we did an all scrub team. I tried to do the methodology the same exact way. In addition to how they're created, when I did this experiment in OOTP25, I gave myself the latitude to adjust pitching staffs, to adjust lineups, to adjust sliders, so I did that here too. Other than the engine and maybe some RNG, the results from here come from the same approach, same steps. And the scrub level team, in line with our expectations based on how few half-star players we were seeing, did almost 3 times as well. They won 31 games in OOTP26. The bench level players, who are also missing the 1-star and half-star players on the low end of the distribution, they won more than twice as many games. And then average, where we didn't see that difference, the win total was about the same. And at the legend level, it was also about the same. But we hadn't seen any major differences there. We had seen them at bench and scrub level, and the data kind of supports that. Okay, well, if you have 31 wins at scrub level, we can't do this and add 2 legends, 5 stars, 5 good, 5 average, and 5 bench to scrubs that are able to win 31 games, right? This is a recipe for 60, 70, maybe even 80 wins. and I did a test run. I think it was 70-some wins. So this was not going to work. So this afternoon I tried this. 2 legend, 2 star, 2 good, 4 average, 4 bench, and 12 scrub. And remember, a team of all scrubs in OOTP26 won 31 games. Well, I'm replacing over half of that squad of scrubs with higher level players, including 2 legends, 2 stars, and 2 good level players. So you would think, okay, probably a significant improvement from 31 wins, right? No, we won 26 games this afternoon. So adding legend, star, good, average, and bench players actually reduced our win percentage.
As far as I know, I didn't do anything different from a methodology perspective. I ran it the way I did. There are only a few differences. I ran it like create a roster because it was a low ball test. So I had to set the positions in advance. When I did this test, I let myself choose the positions as I went. Psycho Ducko, you did not win this afternoon, but thank you for trying. And thank you for coming back. So other than having more players at a higher level, um, I did do some things that could hurt the team. I didn't let myself change like pick the positions as I went, so I had to set them in advance. That does make it harder. I I didn't let myself change the pitching staffs, the rotations, the lineups. I didn't let myself set any platoons, and I made myself use one of the pre-canned strategies. But none of that I felt should offset the impact of having, in particular, two legend level players, even if they're in the bullpen. Even if they're in the bullpen. Here are the rosters I used for that run. Right? I grayed out the ones from the past runs because the settings are now different. The left-hand column is now different. Right, but I did all relief pitchers all the way through half of the average round. But even then, I have several non-scrub players, two catchers that are average, two left fielders and two second basemen that are bench. Right? This is, I don't think there's any way you can argue this is not a better team than the one that won 31 games. The bullpen is full of studs. The catcher, the left fielder, and second baseman are above scrub level. And yet, this team could not beat the all scrub team. And I don't understand why. Oh, that's true, Psycho Duck. Yeah, that's true. I did say when I picked this team. Okay, that is a big difference, actually. I did pick these trying to pick the best players. Okay. I somehow I said that and it still didn't register until Psycho Ducko said that. So thank you, Psycho Ducko. Okay, so that is a big difference. Instead of taking the top 20th percentile, I was taking the bottom 20th percentile. That could make a big difference. That's true. Okay. But in any case, I still can't go back to this because I know this results in too many wins. 70 some wins. So the answer is somewhere between these two columns of numbers, I believe is the right answer. So let us get to about 50 wins, which is where I want the kind of starting point to be. Okay, game 1 of round 2 of Friday Night Live is in. The perfect draft version, not to be confused with Esther's traditional version. Let's see how I did. The Grateful Dead Balls won game 1. Oh my goodness, this would have gotten me into Laptop Hound's red binder for sure. Can you also do this on OOTP Go? When you say do this, what do you mean, Psycho Ducko? Like this game that I'm playing? This game that I made up? That's a good question. I don't know if you can create fictional players in Go. I literally only use it to keep track of tournaments, enter tournaments, and occasionally do drafts. But all of what I'm doing would be on the I can't even remember what it's called on the landing screen. There's like the perfect draft side and then the other side, the left side, the blue side. Yeah, I am not very well versed on what parts of this are in Go. The franchise mode. Oh, perfect. Is it really the franchise mode? That's incredible. How did I not know that then? They named it after me, and I don't have the decency to remember what it's called. Look at this. We scored 13 runs in the top of the fifth. That will earn you a page in the red binder. Laptop has red binder. If you run up the score like that on him. So we won that one. Let's see if our alt also won game one. We did. Won game one against. Oh, is this the Highlanders? The Denver Highlanders. Wow. That's a good team. That is no joke, beating the Denver Highlanders. Let's see. What was the score? Ooh. No, wait a second. Oh, no, we're not playing the Highlanders. I'm looking at the wrong side of the bracket. Or the wrong... We're up here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're facing this team. The ego on me thinking I could beat the Highlanders. It's the Courage Dogs. All right, we beat the Courage Dogs. We beat the Courage Dogs. Oh, wait, that's the wrong team. All right, we beat the Courage Dogs 7-0. They were well rested too, yet we beat them pretty handily. 3-0 lead in the first inning. That'll do it. All right, well, that's cool. Before we jump into the pack giveaway form, let me just check on one more thing. Or let me show you one more thing. I know everyone thinks I'm a base game player. I am occasionally able to do well on the perfect team side. What is this I see down here? Winner. Friday working through like Friday. That's a weekly. Did I win a weekly? I sure did. Now, I guarantee this is a double PD. No, it's not. Oh, that totally have to change my narrative now. I keep saying I'm good at double PDs. I'm terrible at regular PDs. This is an actual original PD. I'm that part actually surprises me. But yeah, we won 400 Clubhouse stars. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. So every time I do well in one, when I do poorly, I take a look. Mostly I look at who won that tournament and what kind of roster did they build. So in this one, I thought, okay, where did I spend my picks? I took Basalo, left-handed power bat at catcher. My diamond picks were Camille, another left-handed power bat, and Eric Davis, a right-handed power bat who can play center field. That center field coverage is a big deal because that's a tough spot to fill sometimes. And then I tend to go pitching with the gold because I don't take it in silver usually. So Huff, Potter, Powell. And then I went with another catcher so that would free up Basalo to play DH or maybe first base. Well, Camille was at first base, so that lets Basalo play a lot of DH and play more games. And we got Chris Bando, who's a really good hitting gold catcher. And then Alvin Dark and Josh Hamilton because they can play shortstop and center field. And Hamilton has a good VR bat. And so that was the gold picks. And then basically just filling out the rest of the roster at silver and bronze. This is one of my favorite tournament cards, the Leroy Stanton, who crushes lefties. He's a 130 power, 85 contact, 88 eye versus lefties. So it felt good because I got some of my favorite cards. I got Josh Hamilton to mash righties, Leroy Stanton to mash lefties. Oh, you can't do this in. Okay, well, I think you were curious about the PC version, right? I mean, the next time it's on sale, it will open up a lot of fun things you can do. And I believe what is the next sale is probably what All Star break, and I think it's a pretty good sale. And occasionally, some of the streamers will have game licenses to give away too, so you might win a drawing for one. But the good thing is, in the meantime, you can still keep playing Perfect Team. And then when you get the PC version, then you can start doing some of the stuff we're doing in the base game. But anyway, I haven't really taken a look at this. I just want to do a quick run through the tournament tree. But let's get the form up first. I don't. I know some people. It's getting late for some people. So let's get the pack giveaway form up, so that y'all can start entering. You do have the benefit of knowing how this afternoon's run went. And man, I can't believe I've been sitting here all night. It's been in the back of my mind. I went to my kids' after school care art gallery show tonight. In an actual art gallery, all the kids' art up there was really cool. But in the quiet moments, I'm thinking, why was that win total so low? What did I do differently? And even after I said it in the stream, it didn't sink in until Psycho Ducko pointed out. But yeah, I was picking the worst players. In that test run, I was picking the best players. So that was thank you for showing me the error of my ways, Psycho Ducko. So let me copy this afternoon's form. And I'll put that in the chat shortly. By the way, this afternoon, our winners were, first place was Late to Hate, and second place was Tyler DB. And it had to go pretty deep into the tiebreaker round to get us a second place winner. Oh, different Jason with a gift sub too. Thank you so much, Jason. As always, I greatly appreciate the support of the channel. But mostly what it means to me, knowing that you appreciate the stream enough to do that, means a lot. Thank you so much. And now that we're entering Creator Roster season, all these games, including Creator Roster and Lowball, are Channel Point redemptions. A different Jason and now Shadow Lab 2000 will be getting channel points faster, which is just a Twitch thing. But I also offer a lower channel point redemption for redeeming those games. And a second gift sub to Psycho Ducko. Jason, thank you. You are making my day. I was already having a pretty good day, too. Yeah, I appreciate the support. And now Psycho Ducko, a bigger part of the community. Welcome in. All right, so here is, let me update the name so I don't confuse myself. And I'll put number 2 here. Here's the form. Oh, Ezra Denny's going to play. Fantastic. These games will be, I mean, I guess I didn't actually prevent people from redeeming the points, but these games will be ready as soon as the testing is done. Okay, this is test number 2 of this. Okay, when I did this with the traditional lowball distribution, which again looks like this. Right, when I did it with this in OOTP25, again, this is a roster I used from Barry Basher, who won 20 games. He went 20 and 142 with this. And I tried to pick the worst players, and this team went 72 and 90. That's 3.5 times more wins. And in this case, it wasn't the issue Psycho Deco pointed out, because in both cases we were picking the worst team possible. All right, so we will create all 20, fill all 26 roster spots. We're going to do the 2024 Chicago White Sox. This is a repeat of this afternoon's experiment, in this afternoon's stream, in which and here's the distribution for that. Oh, you know what? Let me just... I do have the option of screenshotting this and adding it in here. Maybe I'll do that. But let's do this. Let's also add... Let me just go ahead and add what we're going to test tonight. Okay, here's what I think we're going to do. 2, 3, 3, do I go as high as 5 here? 5, 5. Well, then we're down to 8 scrubs. Maybe we leave these at 4 and 4 and have 10 scrubs. Okay, I kind of like this. So let me screenshot this. Or let me download this image. Outcomes of our experiments have been original, low ball, two legend, 4 scrub, 5 of every other. Okay, that gave us, oh, I can't do tab here. That's a bummer. 72 and 90. Earlier test. Earlier this afternoon. 2 legend, good, star, or legend 3 star, 4 average, bench, 12 scrub. That got us a record of, was it 26 and was it 26? 136. Okay, this is important because it's going to the form, so let me check. Scrub, here it is. And you'll get a little information for tonight's experiment, I think, when we go in here. Yeah, 26 and 136. Right, did get that right. And then tonight, 2 legend, 3 star and good, 4 average and bench, and 10 scrub. And who knows what that record will be. Let's fix this typo. And let's call this average and bench. Legend through star. I think that's good. Now I don't have to put that screenshot in. You have now what the distributions look like. Okay. So from this afternoon, this afternoon is 26 and 136. Another star, another good. That doesn't feel like enough now that I write it out like that. But I do like having the double-digit scrubs. But I think that's going to keep the team too bad. Okay, let's do this. Because 26 wins, that's very low. So we'll make this 5 average and bench. So that's +1 good, +1 star, +1 good, +1 average, +1 bench, and -4 scrub. And the reasons for these changes are that several tests indicate the player creation engine that OOTP26 seems to be producing much fewer half-star and one-star players at the scrub and bench levels. Right. So the goal, the goal of these reformulation tests is to get a test run of 45 to 55 wins in a 162 game 2024 Major League season. I've included an exhibit below with the test results comparing OOTP25 results, but these were picking the best player. That was the thing that Psycho Ducko helped me remember. So the best player in tonight's experiment, we will be picking the worst players. Okay, and this I think is important to state. These experiments in this series is not at all meant to be critical of this change. I actually think this is a great change for the game, because when you ask for a major league level scrub, you want someone who could conceivably play in the major leagues. But what we're getting in OT25 were sub major league level players. which is not what you want when you ask for a major league level scrub. So I think this is actually a big improvement. It just makes it harder to play low ball creator roster. And we're the only ones with that problem, so that's totally fine. And unlike creator roster, in those experiments, I did give myself additional leeway, but in tonight's test, right, when we're changing a regular low ball creator roster rules, which are much more restrictive. Is the Dutch League in the full game for the PC? It was last year. I believe it still is this year because I think Tessuigi is streaming a Honkball League. So yes, I feel comfortable saying that it is. And let's give a shout out to Tessuigi. Tessuigi doing a multi-season. Is he still the Rockies? I feel like he has a new team now. And he's doing a KBO save, and now I think the KBO might have ended, and now he's doing Honkball. Let's take a look though, so we don't steer Psycho Ducko the wrong way. We were just looking this up, so we can exit out of here with no problem. And let's take a look. A new game. I think it would be historical. No, this is MLB. New game. Is it custom game? Oh, yes, real world. No, where is Honkball? Or is he doing Honkball in 25? Oh, standard? Okay. New standard game. Honkball, there it is. Honkball Hoofdklasse. So yes, Honkball is in there. The British National Baseball League is in there. And I think this is a cool addition. The World Baseball Classic is in there. Oh yeah, no problem, Psycho Ducko. I would not want to send you down the wrong path, so I'm happy to. You don't care about posh British baseball. One of my actual in real life friends was in the OOTP25 version of Honkball. That was really cool to see him on the roster. Okay, I realize it's a lot of text. There are a lot of questions because the tiebreaker, at least to me, is pretty fun, and I want to make sure everyone feels like they have a chance to kind of compete in that tiebreaker. So if it's too long, let me know. I can try to shorten it for future streams, but it seems to be working pretty well for some fun tiebreakers lately. What team was it? I can look over here. I know it's not on stream, but do you live in the Netherlands? I mean, feel free to answer whatever makes you comfortable. I don't want you to dox yourself. Let's see. How can I find what team he was on? Oh, it was Twins Oosterhout. Oosterhout. I'm sure I'm butchering that pronunciation, and I apologize to my entire vast Dutch audience. Oh, you play for Storks. That's amazing. What? That's so cool. Are you in this then? Are you on this roster? I'm gonna. Well, okay. No, wait. No, no. Don't tell me. I don't. Again, I just realized. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to ask you to. I just realized I should not have asked you that question. I do not mean to put you on the spot. You play second team, but that is still so cool. That means you know the guys on the first team who are going to be in the game. Like, I'm assuming the first team and the second team practice together and stuff. That might be wrong, I guess, but I assume you would probably know them pretty well. That is awesome. That is so cool. Yeah, I mean, my buddy was a real player, and he was on the team, on the roster there. So, yeah. You used to play first team, but wanted to live. Yeah, so he was on Twins Oosterhout. Oh, Storks isn't in Hoofdklasse anymore. Got it. Let's see. Let me look up the league here. The current clubs: Neptunus, Kinheim, HCAW, Hoofddorp, UVV, Amsterdam Pirates. Okay, Twins Oosterhout is still there. Quick Amersfoort and RCH Penguins. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, my buddy was in the game, which was a trip. And oh, and I was watching another streamer stream it, and I said, "Hey, that's my buddy. Can I like take a screenshot of you, like, with him on the roster and stuff?" And so he was really cool. He let me screenshot it, and then I sent those to my buddy, and he was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And that was it must have been before I was an affiliate. Otherwise, I would have a better memory of who it was, and it wouldn't have been like such a big deal. Like, oh, like they stopped the stream and let me take a screenshot. Because if it was like one of the other streamers now, it'd be like, oh, hey, EPC, do you mind if I take a screenshot? But it was before I knew like how genuinely like nice and accommodating this community is. I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. Like they're stopping the stream for me to do this, and now I realize in hindsight, like, yes, we would all do that for anybody, pretty much. But yeah, happy to look that up for you. I'm glad I could help. Especially if you get to see, people in the game. That would be fantastic. So yeah, let's get back to the pack giveaway form. I keep distracting myself. So yeah, I think we're actually ready to start going down to the questions now. So we've got the context. I tried to give you as much information as we could. We went 26 and 135 with this previous setup. We're testing out this new setup. We're going to go 2 legend, 3 star, 3 good, 5 bench, 5 average, and 10 scrub. So really, from the original, we're basically just taking away 1 star, 1 good, and adding... No, we're taking away 2 stars and 2 good, and adding... Wait, is that it? Oh wait, this doesn't add up to 26, does it? This should be 8 scrub. 8 scrub. Yeah. Thank you, Flying Divi. It is 20. Now it's 26. So really, this is not, in hindsight, this is not as big of a drop from... I actually wonder now if I've overcooked this team. It's going to be too good. I mean, there's only one way to find out. That's why we're doing this. So let's just fire it up. Yeah, Flying Divi, come on, man. Cut me some slack. I'm trying to lose some games here. All right, let's see. I think we're good. I think this form is good. Now the questions are all the same as usual. Will this team? It goes from kind of low ball to traditional. So it go the question about being very bad all the way up to questions about being very good. So will this team have the lowest regular season win percentage in the majors? Will it have the lowest regular season win percentage in the sub league? In this case, the AL. Will it finish last in its division? Will it have a regular season win percentage below 500? And then on the good side, will it make the playoffs? Will it win its division? Will it make the World Series? Will it win the World Series? Will a player on this team win the Cy Young Award? Will a player on this team win the MVP? With the stipulation that we do not allow pitchers to win the MVP. How many regular season games will this team win? And this is the last question in the Survivor style section. We will only identify a first place winner here. Everything else will happen in the next section. But if there is no first place winner determined here, then everybody is in the running for first and second in the tiebreaker section. Hey, W, welcome in. You're in time for the pack giveaway tonight. And then here are the numerical questions. How many games behind will this team finish in its division? If you think it'll win the division, put 0. And then there are questions around the rank. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. If you hover over the team in the base game, it'll give you the rankings out of MLB in 3 offensive and 3 defensive categories. Runs, average, home runs, ERA, strikeouts, and defensive efficiency. We were at the bottom or near the bottom of the majors in all 6 categories this afternoon. But again, we're giving ourselves quite a few more good and better players. Well, actually, not that many. We're giving ourselves 1 more good, 1 more star, 1 more average, and 1 more bench. But hoping that puts us around 50 wins. It still might not be enough. We'll see. So what will those ranks be? Runs scored, batting average, home runs, ERA, strikeouts thrown, defensive efficiency. And then on the batting side, how many home runs by the team leader in home runs? The lowest and the lowest and highest batting averages with at least 300 plate appearances. The lowest and highest OPSs with at least 300 plate appearances. And the highest batter's strikeout percentage for 300 plus plate appearances. Then on the pitching side, the most strikeouts thrown by any pitcher on this team. Highest and lowest ERAs, at least 100 innings pitched. Highest and lowest whips with at least 100 innings pitched. And the most home runs per 9 with at least 100 innings pitched. And this is where Psycho Ducko being able to stick around till the end will help, because the starting pitchers are probably going to come still from the scrub level. And seeing how those pitchers look might have a big impact. And then also in this case, seeing what positions I use for some of those additional higher level players, because I'm going to run out of relief pitchers I can use. So then some position players are going to have to be taken at those higher levels. And you saw the catcher I had to take second in All-Star voting. Did pretty well relative to the team. Probably the best player on the team at average level. Well, now I might have to take some higher level. Have you thought about changing the question into something like games above or games below to avoid confusion? Which question are you talking about, Claydog? There's a bunch of questions here. Are you talking about the games behind question? I think now that I've added here that if you think it'll win the division, put 0, I'm okay with this. Because I think most people, and in the standings, if you're not behind, you get a dash, right? Because you're 0 games behind. And it's like that in the wild card too. Right? But since it's a division, there's no plus. There's just the dash. If we're a wild card, then yes, I'd have to say plus or minus. But since it's the division, it's just the dash and then everybody else. So I'm okay with leaving that as, with this additional detail, that if you think the team will win the division, enter 0. I'm okay with that, I think. Well, but when they are good, they'll be 0. There's no plus above the division lead, right? You're either the division lead or not. And so you're either 0 or minus. Oh, you're saying ahead of second place? Yeah, I don't care about that. I just care about, where you are. I don't really care how many games ahead you are. This is literally just so we can take the number from here. And if it's zero, it's zero. And we just move on. Don't let bro do you mad. Okay, so I think we're good. Yeah, some of these pack giveaway, I used to have to set up a spreadsheet to calculate. So this is an improvement. All right, so let's I think we can exit this. And let's go back here. I think the form's ready to publish. So let's get that out there so people can start filling it out. All right, so the link to form for tonight's 10-pack giveaway. I guess it's the second 10-pack giveaway, just so people don't get confused. If you were here earlier, this is a new pack giveaway. Whoa, Kynan, what are you going to spend 82K on? This sounds exciting. What are you getting? What are you getting with that 82K? Let us live vicariously through you as you make this exciting. A spotty. A spotty. Exciting. Exciting, but I'm worried. I'm worried that you might end up disappointed. But excited. It is exciting. A spotty is always exciting. Yes, that's always the fear. You got a gold and a variant. That's interesting. Man, how cool it would have been if you had just gotten a variant and then you knew it was the spotty card. Now you're extra scared. Come on, diamond variant. Diamond variant for Kynan, one time. Oh, no. Perfect variant. What am I thinking? Perfect variant for Kynan, one time. The goal was a new guy, so your variant is just as a standard variant, but it still could be a perfect. It still could be a diamond. Oh no, Kynan. Bedtime doesn't sound good. Oh, that's rough. Well, I admire you for taking a shot at the brass ring. I think that's laudable. All right. Variant iron is just as yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, some really good variant irons do go for 5 figures, but it would be the low 5 figures for sure. Yeah, I don't. I personally don't have the guts to go for spotty, so I admire your courage. So now that the pack giveaway form's out there and people can be filling it out, I still haven't taken a look at this run, so I wanted to check it out. AW got a spot, he got a gold Larry Doyle. It was rough. Yes. Yeah, anytime, especially like that sinking feeling at watching Laptop Hound open several spotties and just seeing that gold card knowing like that's the best that it's gonna be is brutal. Is brutal. Round one, actually, we had 7 game series in rounds one and the quarterfinal, which is round five. The prices on the cards are also super low. Yeah, I've noticed that. Is that just because there's not enough perfect points sloshing around in the market? Because I had some diamond variants that were on the wrong team, like it was on a team that doesn't play diamond, and so I sold them in the auction house, and it did not drive a ton. Oh, this. Oh, right. That's right. There's so yeah. What AW's talking about is when spotties come out, there's so many people ripping spotties that the new cards tend to drop in value because people are probably looking for specific cards. They get cards they don't want, they'll just sell them, potentially to like fund more spotty buying. And so the prices of all the cards in the spotties tend to drop. Yeah. Yeah, that makes it extra rough if you don't hit your card. All right, so this was our round one opponent, Dr. D Sarcasm, and they gave us one of the toughest series, a 7 gamer. They won actually, oh wow, they were up 3 games to 1, and then we won the last 3. So it was even tougher than it looked. They gave us a real good fight here. They went Manny Ramirez, Willard Marshall, and Gary Carter. They went big bats. They have the Chandler Simpson card in center field, which I really like for its defense. And bat. It's a contact bat, though. And with this era and Park, I was looking power. Yeah, it was modern era, Rio Grande Credit Union Field, Isotopes Park. 1.17 home run for lefties, 1.39 for righties. So I was definitely looking righty power here. And that's exactly why I think even if I'd had the chance, I probably would not have grabbed Chandler Simpson for this tournament because it's wasting that power boost. Won a daily low goal game, which takes place in 1919. 20-4, 25 hits, no home runs. That's amazing. How did you let the other team get 2 safeties against you, AW? That's an amazing dead ball score. But yeah, their top 3 picks, I probably would have made similar picks, especially in this ballpark. 3 big right-handed power bats. That's all your runs for the entire tournament. That's right. Texican, welcome in. Good seeing you. We're doing we're running back this afternoon's experiment, but with some more some more higher level players. So we're going left to right. That's the original creator roster setup. The middle is what we did this afternoon, and the far right's what we're doing tonight. Oh, AW, I don't think you were here for it, but last night I noticed a tournament team that I played had played Jim Unknowns in round 2. So I followed that team back to their round 1 Jim Unknown versus Jim Unknown series. Oh, you were here? Okay. Because there were dudes that went like 10 for 10. There were Jim Unknowns that went 10 for 10. That was pretty awesome. That was really fun. So yeah, this was our round 1 matchup. So they took us, they almost eliminated us 3 games to 1. And we managed to win 3 in a row. AW, you might have won something anytime in the last week and a half or so because Nicolino's been on vacation and I didn't want to bug him on vacation. So as soon as I knew he was back, I sent him all my pack giveaway prizes, and so a bunch went out today. So if you won a second place anytime in the last couple weeks, you might have gotten it today. Oh, thank you. It does need to be updated. 8 scrubs. Thank you, Flying WV. Good catch. Good catch. Texan, you got yours from last night. I'm glad to hear that. Good luck. I hope you get some good cards out of those. And then we go to round 2. And we won 4-1 against Bender Brew Crew. The Zebulon Acorn Avengers. They also went batters with their top 3 picks. Pujols, Caglione. I don't know how to say his name. Caglione. I feel like I think like this N is silent for some reason. And Piper Davis. Anyway, I've heard his name said like 8 different ways, so I know he's eligible for my theme team. So I have to get my hands on this card. So yeah, they went power bats, but they used a diamond on a lefty power bat, which is still good, but the righty power is actually super boosted in this park. What did we go? I'm pretty sure we went heavy power. Yeah, we'd have 5 guys with power over 100 and a few guys with high double-digit power. And Stanton's real splitty. He's got a 103 VL power. Camille's got a 120 VR and 128 VL power in a reverse split. But yeah, they definitely played the park. They went lots of right-handed bats. They went with power where they could. So I think they had the right idea. The one thing they did, though, is they went with a lot of left-handed pitching, even though it's a huge right-handed power park. And so, of course, my lineup is waiting to face lefties. Right? This VL power is designed for right-handed bats to take advantage of the VR power in the ballpark. So I'm sure my team was happy to see 4 left-handed starters in the rotation. Right, I'm sure that helped us. Oh, sorry. Info. That helped us win these games, right? Like, were most of these runs against the left-handed starters? Yeah, Max Fried, left-handed starter, 4 earned and 4 1/3. Chased him from the game. Game 2, they started John Dobson, a righty. Well, okay, we still jumped all over the righty, so that didn't seem to matter. Game 3, they won. So they'd shut us down with Facero, who... No, they didn't shut us down. We scored 4 runs against the lefty in 4 innings. But they won it in the bottom of the 9th against our bullpen. So we were still able to tag their left-handed starter. And then in game 4, that was their bullpen it looks like we scored against. Well, we did Nick Suarez for 2 runs in 4 innings. We did the damage against Barry, who's a right-hander, and Barney Brown, who's a lefty. So part of that was against the lefty. And then we clinched the series here in game 5. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been talking about all this and not showing the screen. That's terrible. Zebulon, they went a lefty who only lasted 3 2/3. But actually, the damage happened against Smith Shawver. Oh, but Scott Downs is a lefty, and we crushed him for 4 runs and 1 1/3. So yeah, they threw a bunch of lefties at us in a right-handed power park against the lineup I designed to kind of steer into that right-handed power. So that was their bad luck having so many lefty pitchers. So anytime I see a big power split on the park, in this game a right-handed power park, I'm going to pick a lot of right-handed batters because I know my opponent's going to be stocking up on right-handed power bats. But then to counter that, I usually try to pick a couple lefties, especially splitty lefties, to really crush the righties. So I'm sure other players are thinking 4 or 5 steps ahead. I'm thinking 2 steps ahead. So I really like this Josh Hamilton. It crushes righties. I took the Basalo and Camille, right, and then went for my right-handed power with Eric Davis, Leroy Stanton, the Matt Davidson. Right, so I didn't go all righty because I thought what I would normally do is pitch all righties. So if they're going to do that to me, I want to have some good lefty bats. And so, but sometimes I do that and I outsmart myself. But it seemed to work out this time. And then we get to round 3. We got a sweep against Tomorrow Daily's Enid Fire. They went heavy. Oh, this is interesting. They went heavy on pitching. They even have a gold in their bullpen. They went perfect 2 diamonds and a gold in their rotation and a gold in their bullpen. They took this Fernando card. I don't blame them. If I had Fernando pop up in my diamond line, I might take him too. That card is pretty good. But again, in this park, I don't know that I take that card, even though I like it. And then they actually went with... They didn't stock up on a lot of power. And so I think between having lefty pitchers and not having a lot of power, I think that's what helped us sweep them. Let's see what our... Yeah, 5-0, 14-3, 14-6, 16-7. It wasn't even close. So I think that's them having lots of lefty pitchers and not having a lot of power in their lineup. And then we win 4-2 against the Reno Rhinos, Stephen W. Davis. I think this is a pretty well-constructed team for this tournament. They've got a couple lefties to punish you if you throw too many righties. But they've got some righties with some pop. I do think the most of the roster is kind of flattish with 70 power. And they ended up having to take 5 pitchers in the iron round, which is pretty tough. They did get lucky, though. They have some good pitchers, good iron pitchers here. So they did get good iron pitchers. But that's always tough when you hit the iron round and you need that many pitchers. It's kind of hard. And then this is a 7-game series. The St. Louis Louis of Garnack, who we've seen in some of the chats, took us to 7 games. They have some power in here. It is a mix of righty and lefty power. Their outfield is very... It's actually a pretty lefty-heavy lineup here. Even against lefties, where you might want to have those righty mashers, they're starting 4 lefties. And they started Josh Hamilton versus lefties, which I never do. Right? If you look at Josh Hamilton versus lefties, that's a wasted bat there. So I think... but they took us the distance. So we did manage to get past that one. Let's see what the scores were. Wow, we lost the first. We reverse swept them. Wow, that's crazy. We had to reverse sweep them. Oh, no, we didn't. I was looking at this team versus walk-in, so we did win 1 game early. Okay, we won game 1. We won game 1. They won 3 in a row, and then we had to win 3 in a row. Got it. I was counting this one as part of this series. And then against this team I faced before, who I love, the Christopher Walken team. This is great. Now look, this is the kind of roster I'm trying to build. Lots of power, right? A mix of righty and lefty power. So if I throw too many righties, they punish me with Giambi and Fry and Staub. But if I throw the lefties, they hit me with Batista, Candy Jim, Altuve, Contreras, Drew Stubbs is a great right-handed power bat. I don't think people realize how good Stubbs is versus lefties. 145 power. Kobe Mayo, who's good against both. Right. So this is a great roster for this or a good lineup for this stadium and era. I think some problems here with low home run suppression in the pitching staff. What did my home run suppression look like? Yeah, I advertised the home run rate, but I had some weak spots in the bullpen, but none in the starting rotation. Everyone's above 70. Not that 70 is great, but it's better than 64. But yeah, this is actually a really good roster. I'm actually surprised we won 4 games to 1. And I'm not surprised this roster made it to the semifinal. It's a pretty well built roster. Yeah, Texican, I can show you my settings, sure. Let me just check out this last team first. Yeah, it's almost when it taunts you with the game 1 win, right? Let's see. Let's check his lineups. Yeah, see, they used a diamond on Johnny Pesky, who has 20 power. And again, the stadium factor for this is crazy. 1.39. That's a 40% bonus on right-handed power. And a 17% bonus on left-handed power. And so taking a guy like Pesky is a bit of a waste in this park. But Hafner's a great pickup in gold. Lynch is a good pickup in gold. CJ Cron is a good pickup in gold. I'm probably a little lucky that they went Judy Johnson and Johnny Pesky, though, in diamond. And then pitching wise, they went perfect, 3 golds, and then they went low for everyone else. Which is fine. There are a lot of, especially there are good diamond, not diamond, lots of good silver pitchers around. So this can work. They also went heavy PBABIP. They have a couple of sub 60 HRAs. But in general, they went with some high HRAs, which is good for this park. Yeah, Texican asked to see my sliders. I use a variant of sabermetric. But again, part of it is I build my rosters knowing what my strategy is going to be. And so, it's nice to think about what you want. And then also sometimes based on my build, I'll then go back and change the sliders a little bit. And then the other thing I do is I do several player-specific slider sets. Like, so for Eric Davis, I have him overriding team strategy, and I have him high on stealing and base running, and I don't want him wasting any outs. So I have him way down here. So I'm always trying to balance team sliders and individual sliders. Yeah, I know. I'm a monster, right, AW? Sabermetric, but with low base running. My general philosophy is I don't like to run myself out of innings. So that's what I'm trying to do there. So Texican, and this is something I had to trust. Well, no, the intentional walk we did test in stream. And the AI was surprisingly good at being judicious in how it issues intentional walks. And so I have some. And my approach to the intentional walk and pitch around sliders comes from Mr. Black, who has published quite a few perfect team I guess like content that people still swear by. I think he's one of the ones who contributed to that pitching stats by era slide, which now I think might be out of date because OOTP has changed the early era pitching fatigue so that you need a 4-man rotation. And his belief was also that the AI, just as it was good at using intentional walk, that it was pretty smart about using pitch around. Now, the pitch around, I didn't come up with a good way to test, so I haven't confirmed that myself. But that was one where I felt willing to trust Mr. Black on that. And then the intentional walk I had tested and felt good about. So I feel like it doesn't waste a ton of walks or it doesn't waste a ton of walks unnecessarily. That's interesting. AW says upping my base running a little bit has been real big for me. And my understanding is that aggressive base running is even more helpful in the earlier eras. But yeah, so the Desert Sand Dwellers, they went with the cool Papa Bell, which is a great card, but it's still a little light on power. The thing, though, I can't criticize, though, is it fills the center field position with a good glove and bat. And that's something that's really hard to find in later rounds, so I understand why they went with that. But the 2 diamonds are missing here, so that means they're in the pitching staff. Oh, no, sorry. Wait. That was the roster, so let me go to lineups. Okay, yeah, they did go bats here. Oh, yeah, that's right, because I was talking about Pesky and Johnson. They're not big power bats, so I feel like I got off easy there. Yeah, but in general, this is not a bad lineup. But yeah, we managed to win this one 4-2. So that's it. That's 400 clubhouse stars. More than doubled my clubhouse star total. So yeah, that was it. That was fun. All right, let's go build this low ball roster. Did you get some perfect pass too, Kynan? Oh, are you saying I should get some perfect pass with my clubhouse stars? I'm actually waiting for the next batch of clubhouse cards to come out. Yeah, I'm waiting for the next batch of cards. Oh, it won't let me open this from the tournament view. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll create a new game. Oh, you know what? It says I've been eliminated for a tournament, but it was not the one I thought it would be. Oh, AW, good. I feel better about waiting then if other players like AW are waiting too. Yes, my thoughts exactly, AW. I'm feeling like the Clubhouse shop hasn't had the number of big names I was expecting it to. Okay, hey, this is pretty cool. I am still alive almost 5 hours into late iron, which is a good sign. And I'm still alive in Friday Night Live. Let me check these. I'm just giving people time to fill out their forms too. But I get other people are probably waiting for me to build the team, so let's go ahead and get to that soon. Okay, we are in round 4. 4-2, sweep 4-2, and we are now facing the Henryville Hustlers of KCP. So round 4 means the round of 32. So we have 25 clubhouse stars already. And anything beyond this round is gravy. Let me check out my pitching staff. Look at that. The bullpen's well rested, like that. One thing I've noticed is
In some of these tournaments, my pitchers have not been getting back to 100% even after 4 days rest. So I've had to start putting them on pitch counts. Yeah, AW same. I was targeting 500 points, but same philosophy. When a good set of cards comes out, I want to be able to get them right away if I'm interested in them. You use pictures for all your live pictures? Yeah, I'm starting to lean in that direction too, Justin. I noticed it big time in a recent tournament, live tournament. My pitching staff was not getting rested even after 4 days rest. Either that, or I did consider going to a 6-man rotation. That's the other thing I considered, but it's just hard to find that many good starters. So I think pitch count might be better. Oh, we're playing D Block. D Block, we're playing you in this quarterfinal. That's fun. Let's see, 248. We're at least 10 clubhouse stars. I just got knocked out of Iron Cap, so I can go ahead and sign up for another Iron Cap. Oh, let's see. Let's see what happened in Game 6. Oh, I beat D Block. Good games, D Block. Close game, 4-3 game. All runs scored before the 5th inning. Yeah, AW, I was going to go with 90 or 95. You're probably closer to right with 80. Yeah, tech skill with these live pitchers with the 50 stamina, I do think 120 is probably too high. And I think I'm even maybe too high. I think AW is probably closer to the mark with 80. So our toughest series is actually round 1 against the Belmar Brew Crew. That was a 7-gamer. We won 2, they won 1. We won the third. They won 2 in a row to tie it, and then we won the deciding game 7. And then we swept, which is good because we got some I'm sure some badly needed rest. Yeah, AW adding 25 around to the nearest 5. I've also heard people say add 30. Very similar approach. Yeah, so yeah. Actually, I'm bummed that we missed the whole series with D Block. That would have been fun, maybe to watch some of the highlights. How did that series go? Let's see. D Block, we won the first. D Block won 2 in a row, including an extra inning game, and then we won 3 in a row. Yeah, Texican, I'm all in favor of getting to the bullpen later if possible. The problem is when the rotation's been coming back around, they're not back to 100%, and for me that's a big problem because then you don't have a choice in the next game. You're gonna have to go the bullpen early, even if you don't want to. So I've also started taking 13 pitchers on a more regular basis, and I've actually even thought about going to 14 because the live pitcher stamina is so hard. It also means anytime I see Seth Lugo with 61 stamina and a pretty good card, and who's the gold pitcher with the 81 stamina? Job? Jackson Job, I think, has 81 stamina. I'm always looking for those guys. Yeah. So in my eyes, their cards have gone up in value for who I pick in drafts, even if I don't like the shape a ton. Justin says, "Have you guys thought about just sweeping every tournament for the extra rest?" Amazing. Oh, I forgot. When you're this deep in a tournament, we don't get any extra rest because the other series ended the same time as ours, I think. So we're not getting any days off. We're going straight into we went straight into the semifinal without any days off.
So did the Wombats get rest? Nope, they also went 6 games. So we are both coming right off a 6 game series. So at least that evens the playing field a little bit. AW's team is not capable of not having a series go the distance multiple times. It does seem that way sometimes. This is very unusual to see a calendar where, I mean, this team has had swept every no, they've gone 5 every round except the one before they played us, and they had to go 6 and we went 6. So I feel pretty good about this. Oh, and look at their lineup. Their lineup is exhausted. So that bodes well for us as well. How is their pitching staff? Their bullpen's bombed except for Mike DeJean and their starter. So fingers crossed for game 1. We need to jump on them while we can. We at least have 4 rested pitchers in the pen. Is Anderson back to 100%? Yeah, Anderson at least is back to 100%. Texas says my teams are pretty good at going down 3-0 and then coming back to win. The reverse sweep. Can you tell what my builds are focused on, by the way? P. BABIP and home run suppression. Wow, that's really the first time anyone in the AL or NL has homered twice in the 9th inning. That seems. I'm actually very surprised that's never happened before. The reverse sweeps hurt very bad the other way. Yes, they do. Yes, that's about the worst feeling you can have in this game. Try a reverse sweep in a best of 9, Justin. That's even worse. Tex, again, you're going to have to ask someone else than me because I am terrible at the Twip Saturday Showdown. I'm regularly out in the first round. I think mostly because I'm usually not willing to take a perfect starting pitcher. I actually think that might be why I have a hard time in that tournament. I've gone to the 4th round once, and that was it. Pray to the OTP gods. Yes, that's one way to do it, too. Okay, so we're doing pretty good here in these tournaments. We'll take a look again after we do the experiment. So here we're going to go new game, quick start. We're using the creator roster quick start. Now, what did I call this game earlier today? Okay, here's the name I used earlier today. We're going to do a different version of this because this is the 8 scrub version. Version 3. Thanks to Flying WE for correcting my math, reminding me that it's the 8 scrub team. All right, let's try this out. Oh, I have to make my roster choices. Let's do that here on the stream. Okay, I need to resize this a little bit. You might hear my dog snoring. He's just started snoring. I can hear him. I don't know if the mic's picking it up or not. But... Okay, I think this is resized enough to fit. Okay, so this is what we ran today. But now we've got a new... Oh no, I didn't want that. I want to insert copied cells. Would not let me copy and paste these columns as... Huh. Alright, well, we'll do it this way. Alright, so that was the 8 scrub. Or 12 scrub. No, was it? 10 scrub. No, what was it? I can't remember what it was. I gotta look. 12 scrubs. 12 scrubs. So this is now 8 scrubs. Alright, so now we're going 2 legend, 3 star, 3 good, 5 average, and 5 bench. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is pretty daunting now that I see it laid out. We're still going to go 8 relief pitchers. That'll eat up everything through good. I think let's take our third baseman here. Then we'll go 2 second basemen, right field, first base. No, you know what? Let's go second base up here. No. I like that. Third base. Second base, right first. Yeah, I think this is it. I'm gonna go with this. Okay, so I've got my roster choices. We're gonna set up the game. Commissioner mode cannot be fired. We're gonna take over the White Sox. And correct our mailbox settings. Wow, perfect team 25, all perfect packs for 420k. I have an account with around 800k that's been floating around. They've been ghost shipping around Diamond. That's exciting. All right, let me update the mailbox. And update the manager options. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. Oh yeah, we're gonna clear the roster. And then let's start creating players. It's 2 legend level relievers to start with. Oh, we haven't gone there yet. So you go to player, GM, and manager actions, sign a free agent. From this free agency screen in commission mode, you'll have the actions menu for creating or importing players. We're going to create players. 2 legend level relievers to start with. 5 at a time. And we have, this is the view we use. Wow, everyone's got a lot of stuff. Now, I kind of want to take the low home run suppression guy who's really splitty, but he's also got the highest stamina. And I don't want these guys to be able to pitch a lot, but I still think he's the best option. So we're going to go Tyler Gregg. Oof, that's rough. He is really good. Agua Blanca. Tyler Agua Blanca Gregg. All right, legend level reliever. Unfortunately, he is quite a stud. Whitewater. Even my high school Spanish remembers Agua and Blanca. All right, next up is another legend level reliever. Five of them. Now here's the problem. You would think this 50 stuff is the obvious pick, but we've found in other saves, when it's the low stuff but with high enough home run suppression and control, which this guy does have, this is a very effective profile. So I'm actually more inclined to go with David Quintana. Although actually from the bullpen, I don't know if this profile works as well. But from what I saw, it works well enough, so we'll go Quintana. In fact, that's one of the things I liked about OTP, is that different shapes can be effective now. Must have been a rafting guide in Mexico. Could be. Lil D, and his name actually starts with D. But Lil D, knowing what else D is slang for, could be a really bad nickname for a guy to have. Lil D. How'd you get that nickname, Lil D? With the nickname of Lil D, it's hard to have BDE, which is Big David Energy. Yeah, the D is in lowercase too. That's extra nice, AW. Good catch. The little lowercase D. Amazing. Amazing. All right, 3 star level relievers now. We're going to burn through those star level picks. It could be his rapper name, his stage name. That is true. Okay, we got some low stuff pitchers here. And we're going to go lowest stuff, lowest home run suppression, and second lowest stamina. The stamina is important because if we can burn through the bullpen enough, then these guys won't be able to pitch enough. Because they'll be resting. Japanese Ryan. Which is ironic because I'm being Japanese myself. My relatives have a hard time pronouncing R's and L's. So there actually is no Japanese Ryan. It is actually one of the harder names for them to pronounce. My former college roommate or actually we lived in the same hall. We were never actually roommates. But he transferred to Oregon, and he was telling me that his new roommate was Japanese, and he came home from class one day and found his roommate trying to say the name Larry, and having a super hard time saying, like, he couldn't pronounce it. He's like, I hate this name, Larry. Let's see, if I were to say it in Japanese phonetics, it would be Nari, Nari, Nari. And he said he was just saying it over and over, saying, I hate this name. So yeah, that is one of the trickier names for Japanese people to say, because it has the L and the R sounds in close proximity. Was he Venezuelan, AW? That's even better. The Venezuelan Japanese Ryan. So that was actually one of the considerations that I asked my wife to take into account when we're picking names for the kids, is names that can be pronounced easily in both languages. All right, 5-star level pitchers, relievers. Okay, 35 control will always get my attention, but it comes with 85 stuff. But my next best option is to go with this 45 home run suppression, but we lose 5 stuff and 5 control, but we gain 20. We give up 5 home run suppression and 5 stuff, but we gain 20 control. I don't like that trade off, so we'll go Carlos Nunez. Exactly, T. Davis, right? We went with Lori. And then we have 2 girls, so Lori and Lorelai. Lorelai seemed like a good follow up name. I can't even imagine my relatives trying to say Lorelai. That would be a disaster. I do know some girls named Ryan. That could have been a choice as well. Yeah, I remember specifically seeing the name Lorelai, being like, "Oh, what a nightmare! No way." All right, let's see. All right, one more star level reliever. Found the Gilmore Girls fan, Clay Dog. Don't out me, man. Come on. I will say though, I am a big fan of who plays Lauren Graham. Is it Lauren Graham? I'm a big fan of Lauren Graham. Let's see. We are creating one last star level relief pitcher. I think we've ended up having to take some pretty good talent into our bullpen, and it's not changing. If we take the 45 control, we have to take 60 home run suppression. So I think we're going to go 1 up for Justin Reed, 5 more control, but we lose 10 home run suppression. We unfortunately do pick up some stamina, but I think this is the best profile for us here. Unfortunately, our top end of our bullpen is pretty bulletproof. I'm not liking this so far. Justin Box Reed. Lorelai Ryan time machine. Wouldn't you just drop the time and go Lorelai Ryan machine? All right. Next up, we're down to the good level. We got 3 more relief pitchers, and then unfortunately, we're out of relief pitchers to burn, and we got to start building some real players. Time is my middle. I guess so. Don't dox me, AW. Come on. Don't tell everyone my middle name. All right, 5 good level relief pitchers. Oh, look at this, a 2-star. 20 control. 20 control, but it's not an auto pick because look at this guy. Totally flat. I think 20 I think totally flat is better than 20 control 80 stuff. If you create a roster, you cannot do pitch count. That is one of the limitations. It's very limited because I didn't want to give people too many ways to game the system. So it's really about roster selections, player selections, um, and you get a few places where you can make decisions, but not a ton. Okay, we'll see how this flat profile works out. All right, another good level relief pitcher. A batch of 5. Oh, 45 home run suppression with 25 control. Now you're talking. Now I'm willing to take an 80 stuff guy. AW, stop doxing me, man. Oh my goodness. Do I have to ban AW for doxing me? Putting my personal identifying information into the chat? Next thing you know, he'll be putting my OOTP password in there. I did feel bad one time. Oh God, AW, come on, seriously, this is not funny anymore, dude. I felt bad because one time, I don't know how it happened, but someone in our community put their password in the chat, and I'm trying to like delete it. I don't know how to do it, and then so I'm trying to make other people moderators, including the person who posted it, and everyone's trying to, and instead it's calling a ton of attention to this password. I felt really bad that I did not know how to delete that message right away. But it ended up being such a clown show that it ended up being funny, more funny than sad, but I don't know if he thought it was funny. Oh, wait a second. I think it's Star, but I think this guy was a good level pitcher. Because we have had 2 good level pitchers, so I think I just mislabeled this. Oops. I just mislabeled this one. So let me correct that. I was just confirming that we had 2 good level pitchers. So we have 3-star, 2 legend, and 2 good. So I need one more good level pitcher. Oh, sorry, wrong screen. There we go. And that's the story of how AW became a channel. It is actually true. That is true. Yes, T. Davis. The other thing too is even when you think you're getting something better at something, which you may actually be, there are so many moving parts. New cards are coming out. Your opponents are putting different rosters together. It it is always moving. It is an always moving target. Okay, you know what? I don't mind. I will take 5 lower PBAP and 5 lower home run suppression for 5 more stuff. So we're gonna go Padilla. I'll even take the extra stamina. I like the lower home run suppression and PBAP. AW only speaks the truth like PBABIP is real and stuff. Oh my goodness, this revisionist history coming from AW. Unbelievable. How did that experiment go? Didn't you and Lap start taking that lefty pitcher with one PBABIP? All right, we're now down to the average level. We're going to go 2 catchers, 2 left fielders, and a third baseman. Robbie Erlin, yes, he is still awesome. Okay. All right, average level catchers, 2 of those. Now, one thing I like to try to do here when we have, especially at catchers where both of them have to play, is I try to make sure I take the same handedness of batting so that we don't give the AI a platoon opportunity. Okay, these are the pitching ratings. Oh, now one thing I said I was going to do this cycle is I was going to give catcher arm. So let's add catcher arm. Catcher frame and catcher arm. Infield range, turn double play. Outfield range, speed, stealing, defense. We could probably take out the bunting, but since it was in there for the default, I'm going to leave it in. And let's just save this view. Okay, we've got some low power options here, which is nice. And what's the worst defense here? Okay, what I'm going to do is take the worst defender of the two. Also happens to have the lower PBABIP. And what I'm going to hope is... Also, I'm going to take a righty. So I'm sure the other pool will have righties. This is a rare left-handed batting catcher. I don't want to give a platoon opportunity. Now, with 50 defense, although we did learn this afternoon, the AI is getting smarter about playing a better bat even if the defense is worse. It was a little disappointing because a lot of my strategy this afternoon was built on that. So we have a right-handed catcher here at the average level. It used to be if you had a player whose fielding was even 5 better, and even if they had a worse bat, the AI would start the better defender. You like the balanced pitching better? Yeah, I in general too, I'm finding the game to be a lot more balanced, and maybe that's just an early cycle thing. But I'm actually quite enjoying PT26 and OOTP26. All right, we're going to go with the other catcher. Okay, good. All right-handed bats. I'm glad I didn't take that lefty bat. Now, the worst offensive bat here is Troy Bryan. And frankly, I don't care which of the 2 catchers it starts. They're both, like, pretty average. T. Davis earned packs for me again. Rarely determine which guesses won, which forever leaves you in limbo. Nice. We are definitely staying away from this power eye catcher here. Salvador Matos. But if this were regular creator roster, we had a couple real good choices here. We had an 80 contact guy and an 80 power guy. So whatever your preference is, we had someone. All right, 2 catchers. Justin slowly convincing friends in real life to play a baseball game where you don't actually get to play. 2 lefties. There's a stream we raid into pretty often, actually, Ophi and Stitch. And she grew up in the U.S. and played Little League and softball, so she actually knows baseball rules. But she just talks about our game being spreadsheets and baseball. And I'm like, you know what? I can't really say you're wrong there. That's actually that's actually pretty close to true. That was my dog whacking something with his tail just now. That loud slapping sound you heard. All right. Average level left fielders, the first of two. Okay, I like the low power and eye here. Don't love the 60 contact though. Spreadsheets where? Have you not seen the pack giveaway contest? That whole thing is a spreadsheet. We play a baseball game and then we use a spreadsheet. Spreadsheets in baseball. Okay, now I definitely want to take the 75 power 85 II with the low defense. In OOTP25, we would have said, well, it doesn't matter because the better defender is going to start. I don't trust that anymore based on what we saw this afternoon. All right, I'm going to take the flatter. I don't really trust the 60 contact either. We had a guy with 55 contact do really well last in one of the experiments, but we'll take Skidmore, partly because of his name, and then we'll hope that we get a guy with better offense, and maybe that guy will play over this guy, but this is one of the flatter bats in the batch. I made the mistake of he's a switch hitter. I forgot to look at that. So he might have fewer holes in his batting profile because of that. Like one of the really great things you can do, since you have to take two shortstops or two center fielders, if you can get two guys with the same super split. T. Davis' partner tries to understand why you play this game. She doesn't get it at all. I haven't even tried to explain it to my wife. She just knows there's a baseball game I like and that I stream it. Yeah, the new color range has been helpful. I agree. All right, so I think that was one left fielder, right? Two catchers and one left fielder so far. Yeah, one more left fielder incoming. Five of those. Oof. Pretty good batting profiles. And we're going to take one of these two flat ones. Let's figure out which one's the worst of the bunch. They're out for the range to say, let's take the slower one. Let's take Jeff Kennedy. No, let's take the less splitty. This one's going to crush lefties. This one crushes lefties a little less. We'll take Ron McBride. But two righties, so we can't really platoon. So that's good. And we have to take a third baseman here. Average age, average quality. This is the last average level pick. Oof, these bats are pretty good. I don't like this at all. Well, I like that this guy's wasted a bunch of points on bunting. This is the flattest batting profile. Although the 55 power is a bit annoying. But this 65 contact, I think, is also too good. All right, we're going to go Mike Ollinger.
I feel like the player generation went a lot better in our low ball favor this afternoon too. So this team may actually overshoot now. Okay, so our average level is now complete. We just finished our third baseman. So we go second base, right field, first base, and one of our center fielders. Where we go? Yeah, second base. Okay, and then this is bench level. Finally down to bench level. You made a run in the playoffs a couple weeks ago when your wife had 4 friends over. And you're sitting trying to explain to 4 of your wife's friends how if you win 2 more games, you can win a gold World Series on your perfect team. They like the card designs, and one of them texted me how to see how your team is doing. The card art is pretty sharp. It has been every year, but I feel like it's especially good this year. I don't love the live card design, but I've really liked everything else. Oh, look at this. Very nice. 45s all across. Terrible defender. Jonathan Helmke, you're my dude. Bench level. AW, your wife cheered for you when you won PTCS. That's awesome. You don't know how serious it was, but an attempt was made. At least the attempt was made. You got to give credit for the attempt, at least. All right, another second baseman. Bench level, 5 of these. They love the future. Yes, the future legends do look good. Had the Jackie Robinsons come out yet? Because those look really good. Oh, look at this. Another flat bat. We can now make sure one of these flat bats starts. So we're going to go Fred Green. Flat and below average. Gotta like that. So I was explaining it to some of my friends, and one of them said, "Oh, that sounds like Magic the Gathering, but with baseball." And I only kind of know the broad strokes of Magic the Gathering, but I was like, "Do you collect cards to play?" And they're like, "Yeah." Do the cards get progressively better, so you have to keep getting new cards? They're like, "Yeah." And are there different tiers of tournaments you can enter? And they're like, "Yeah." So we in the end we did decide that it does sound like this game is like Magic the Gathering but with baseball. But if any of you actually play Magic the Gathering, maybe you can let me know if that's an accurate analogy or not. All right, 2 second bases. So then we have right field, first base, and then one of the center fielders. I don't like splitting the center fielders because we're gonna have one bench level center field and one scrub level, and that almost means for sure the scrub level won't start. But I couldn't quite make it work otherwise. Okay, right field. Ooh, look at this. A 1.5 star, 45 contact, 40 BABIP, 45 power, 45 eye.
Yes, please. Mark Charity. Oh, yeah, sorry. I deleted the others before I could get there, but this is a guy I took. Very flat guy. Justin said it's a card game, so it's similar. I think Magic's a little more involved during the actual game, but both are card games and both are cool. Oh, I can see that. Like, a lot of people don't even know what's happening in their tournament. So yeah, it's very. It can be set it and forget it for sure. Texican is curious. There are Magic the Gathering. I'm sure there are whales in any game. I'm sure there are people who tie their self worth to how they do and are willing to spend money on it. Justin says there are Magic the Gathering whales. Do they have a different name for them in Magic the Gathering? Like something more magical? Like are they called unicorns or something? Or alicorns, which my daughters taught me are unicorns that are Pegasi. I don't know, Pegasi. There are unicorns that can fly, apparently. Alicorns. IAW's met a few that spent tons on that. Interesting. Okay, we got our right fielder. And we go first base. Center field. Yeah. Wow, in 2024, someone spent actually 2,000. I don't know. Is that a lot? I think a whale would spend even. I just imagine the whales are spending way more than that. Okay, this is set random. It's not random. It's a first baseman. It's like real baseball. You're not a whale and you spent like 4K and 25. Yeah, I assume the whales were spending like five figures. Okay, the whole idea of taking the first base of this low was to try to nerf the power, and we were able to do that. There's a 40 power first baseman here. And am I willing to go up 5 power to lose 5 contact, lose 5 BAB, and lose 5 I? I think I am. I think I am. And we're going to go right-handed, so we split worst versus righties. I'm good with that. So we'll go Ivan Loya. This actually reminds me of how some of the people I grew up with would say. He went to law school? Yeah, he's a lawyer. Ivan Loya. He's a lawyer now. Ivan's a lawyer. I grew up in New Jersey. That's not an inaccurate imitation. Well, technically, though, there are a bunch of us though who don't spend anything. Like I buy the game and that's it. So I think there's a pretty wide spectrum. Justin says, as a lawyer, I like that joke. All right, center fielder. Uh, T. Davis says, whatever the number, somehow I feel better about not being very good at the game. It takes time, like anything. Like you'll start to figure it out. All right, bench level, and then our next center fielder will be scrub level. So this is most likely our starting center fielder. Okay, so we can either go super high stealing and good defense, but a very flat negative bat, or a better bat and a worse defense. You know what? I don't want to risk the platoon, so we're going to stay away from Adrian Wright. We're going to take Tyler Dix, also for the last name. Come on, Tyler Dix? Of course I'm taking this guy. In fact, I don't know what I would do with money. I mean, I guess I would buy perfect points, and then I would maybe, what would I buy? Variance? I guess I would buy variance. If you don't mind my asking, who was it? Was it Fine WV? Fine WV. Did your money go towards perfect points, and then what did you? Were you did you buy like cards for your league team? Were you buying packs, or if you don't mind saying, like, where how you used your money? Because I'm so not focused on league, I don't know what people in league actually do. I just like playing tournaments. So, okay, towards perfect points, and then 25, you made the mistake of buying cards for league team. This cycle you're spending on your silver tournament. Yeah, that's more what I would do, is I would have been, I think, buying variants and variant food. But partly because that's all I know how to do. Oh, okay, now this is a truly bad center fielder. 20 defense, 25 P BABIP, 40 power, 40 contact. Although that sets up a possible platoon. So do we go down here to the right-hander who has much better defense? Yeah, I think it's worth it to avoid the platoon. We're going to go Kevin Pompey. Choir Boy, we got a nickname at the scrub level. That is pretty unusual. All right, Choir Boy, welcome to the team. You'll probably be your backup center fielder. I can only hope that you become our starting center fielder. But well, if I pick one right-handed bad center fielder and one left-handed bad center fielder, I'm worried that the AI can platoon them and end up with like a platoon that's like even average or good. So I want both players to have the same bad side so that no matter what, we're weak against one side. Oh yeah, no problem, Psycho Ducko. Texas says my spending probably isn't the best plan. Usually I load up on perfect points at some point in the year and use it all on packs hoping to hit a big card. Usually I don't. I have heard though that if you are gonna spend like standard packs is not a bad way to go. All right, let's see. That was my scrub level center fielder. So then we have two scrub level shortstops and then our pitching rotation. Find V 2 weeks ago opened 525 standard backs, got one live perfect. Well, yeah, that was my last night, right? I opened 400 packs and got one live perfect. Granted, I did get a bunch of combinators, but none of them were especially valuable ones. Okay, here's my plan. We're going to take Jared Doyle. He's got 25 power, which is terrible. He's got 45 contact, but the 50 BABIP means his avoid K is also terrible. Oh, AW, did I say the C word? I meant variant. Thank you for catching me there. Yeah, I think this is the way I want to go. Lowest power, probably terrible avoid K. Oh, it's not terrible avoid K. I was a little fooled by that. He's actually a decent fielder too. Okay, I think I might have made a bad decision here at the shortstop. But we got another shortstop coming. The mistake I made is I think that player is too good that I don't think this other shortstop has a chance of starting if it's as bad as I'm hoping it is. Well, they all have power, so maybe that's good that the other guy's going to start. All right, low contact is really hard to overcome, so we're going to go Norman Tyndale. Even with the 40 power, the 50i. All right. All right, then we go into a starting rotation. We should have 21 players at this point. Yep, 5 starting pitchers, scrub level incoming. These better be really terrible. Otherwise, we might have a hard time here losing enough games. These are batting attributes. Here are the pitching attributes. Ooh, nice. Right off the bat, a low ball stud, Steve Pembroke. 35 stuff, 30 home run suppression, 40 PBABIP, 20 control. This is what I was looking for. Very nice. Very crappy. All right, Steve Pembroke, welcome in. And my hope is that 50 stamina, the AI is going to try to take him into the bullpen, because then that means I can put Pembroke in at the ace spot, most likely. Psycho Ducko just pulled the Silver Howard Johnson variant and the new Molina. Yeah, that Molina card looks pretty decent. That Howard Johnson card, there are still a few cards I think that hit as well as that card. It's just that you pretty much have to DH him, I think is the problem. Especially VL, that's a pretty good card. Texan got a 93 variant right field Al Smith, very nice. It sounds like the variants were hot tonight. They were hot last night for the first session at least. Ooh, some really nice bad pitchers here. I think it's this one, the combination of lowest home run suppression, lowest control, lowest stuff, and check out that stamina. He is terrible, and he can be terrible for a long time on the mound. I like to see that. Psycho Duck says girlfriend started talking to me. Didn't hear you talk. Oh, I was just saying. I think it's still one of the better VL offensive cards. It's just that like you have to DH him pretty much. So, I grab him pretty often for perfect drafts. If my DH spot looks like it'll be available. Oh yeah, you can also use it as variant food. That's a great idea. Yeah. I'll always consider using your uh, subpar variants as variant food. Just think about what you might be able to sell it for, and then what the relative replacement value of buying a card with similar boosting points is, and that'll help you make your decision about whether to feed it or try to sell it. Oh, look at this. Another crummy batch. David Thompson, the lefty. Nice and terrible. All right. I think we have 2 more starting pitchers to go. We'll do one more, then we'll take a look to confirm. Okay, these are a little better. I think Mangano is probably our best bet. Now, again, he's a borderline starter. We get to make sure he stays in the rotation. That's one of the few things we get to do, decision-wise. Because we chose him as a starting pitcher, they get to be a starting pitcher on our team. Okay, I think that's it, or maybe one more. Okay, one more starting pitcher. Okay. Ooh, who snuck this guy in here? Jorge Diaz. We're not taking him. All the rest of the guys are pretty much identical, except this guy has higher stamina. So let's try to keep the really good bullpen out of the game for as long as possible. Okay, once we add this guy, I think our roster is done. We take a look here. When's the next ad roll? Okay, it's not for a while. So let me see if I can make it through the rosters, the lineups, and pitching staffs before I need to refill my water and hit the restroom. But let's see if we can do this, and then we'll roll the ads. All right, we are. Oh yeah, I can't do that. We're gonna go. Oh wait, let's do the lineups first and see what we're gonna do. Now with the pitching staff, there's not a lot of choices we get. We just get to make sure all of our starting pitchers end up in the rotation. Right, all the guys that we labeled as SP. This is very good. It put a reliever in our A spot. That means we can take this terrible pitcher that it sent to the bullpen and move it into the number 1 spot. This is Lincoln Mangano. Lincoln Mangano, 35 stuff, 35 home run suppression, 20 control. Definitely worse than Jorge Perez. Although for some reason it has Jorge Perez pitching the 5 spot. David Thompson is the number 2. Yeah, I still like getting to put Mangano in the A spot here. I think that's good. And now we do ask the AI for a new bullpen. That's interesting. De La Vega. Oh, I guess I put him in there because of the stamina. Now, one thing I may have messed up is I have a lot of stamina in the bullpen. These are the best pitchers on the team, and they're going to be able to go a lot of innings. I don't love that. And then I do get to pick the mode. And I don't want Perez pitching a lot. I actually think Perez has the best profile. And he's the 5 starter, so we are going to go to always start highest rested. This means the highest rated pitcher as far as rotation position who is rested enough will pitch. That means Perez will miss probably 10 to 15 starts, which is what we want because I think that's the best card in the pitching staff, in the rotation at least. Okay. Now we go to the lineups. First, let's take a look at the position coverage. Kynan, I hope you're right. If this team does stink, that's better for us. Okay, we do only have 2 shortstop. That's helpful. Unfortunately, we end up with 3 players that can play first base. I was hoping to have just one, but we only have 2 shortstops and only have 2 center fielders, so that should work in our favor. Oh, you had Faith Kynan? It might still fool us. Okay, so we only have 2 center fielders: Tyler Dix and Mike Kevin Pompey. I'm hoping that Pompey gets the start, but Dix has the better bat and the better glove. So I think the AI is probably going to grab Dix and put him in the starting lineup. And then the other place we had just 2 players was shortstop. And what level did we take Doyle in? Oh, this is our bench level shortstop. He's the better shortstop. He is the better shortstop, I believe. So it's probably going to take. Well, I don't know. I would be happy with either one. We either get super nerf power or pretty bad BABIP. I'd rather have Dole, I think, starting, but we'll see what happens. Ooh, Dole is starting with a 25 power. And Dix is starting. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, no, I wanted Pompey, though, right? I wanted the 25 BABIP. Okay, still not terrible. Now, this team has almost no stealing except for Tyler Dix. So I think we're going to do the same thing we did last time. And we are going to go traditional. And make the rest of the team try to steal. We had guys with like 20 more caught stealing than stealing on that other team. I am worried about what Dix is going to do, though, with the high stealing. But I think it's worth it. The downside is worth it. So we're going to go tactician. Okay, high stealing, lots of bunting and stuff. Oh, what if I go small ball? Because we do only have that one base stealer. Yeah, let's do small ball. More bunting and stuff. More free outs for the other team. Okay, so I think we're pitching staff is set. Lineup is set. I'm gonna run 3 minutes of ads and then go refill my water and hit the restroom, and then we'll be ready to check out the guesses. So this is your 3 minute warning on the pack giveaway. I don't know if we'll get 3 minutes of ads, but I will be back in 3 minutes. Good luck, everybody. All right, I am back. I don't know if ads fired, but I am back. All right, let me check on the status of the pack giveaways. Is anyone about to hit submit on the form? Otherwise, I would like to close it up and get started on the sim. I'm not hearing any objections, and we already have a pretty good number in, so I'm going to go ahead and close the form. Good luck, everybody. Let's look at the Survivor Style section results. All right, will this team have the lowest regular season win percentage in the majors? Wow, almost 3/4 of you think so. And of course, then the lowest regular season win percentage in the AL, last in its division. All of you think it'll be below 500. No one thinks it'll make the playoffs. No one thinks it'll win the division. No one thinks it'll win the World Series. We will not have a Cy Young Award winner. I think that's probably clear with 5 scrub level starting pitchers. And we do not have an MVP candidate. All right, so we'll probably have maybe even first and second place going to the numerical tiebreak round. Okay, with the guesses in, we can go ahead and sim to, well, let's save this. And we can sim to the opening day. And when we get to opening day, that will let us then look at the preseason predictions. One thing I forgot to do is I like to look at them in order and see, okay, we have a 2.5 star on the bench, that's the catcher. And we have a 1.5 star on the bench, which is the second baseman. Well, actually, they're all 1.5 star at that point. Yeah, this is a pretty bad lineup. We did manage to cobble together a pretty bad lineup. All right, so now that we're at opening day, we go to MLB, reports and info, preseason predictions. And 52 and 110. I did say we're targeting 50 wins, so this might be a pretty good format here. But let's see how it goes. I don't know how 52 works out for your guesses, but that's what the AI thinks this team is going to do. Oh, Psycho Ducko. If the AI is right, Psycho Ducko might be in good shape. Bad for flying WV's guesses. All right, let's go to our opening day, which is against the Tigers on March 28th. And let's go watch this game. See how bad our team is. Well, we hide scores, and then we go to quick play. And let's watch some highlights. All right, scoreless first inning. Detroit did get 2 hits in the first, and they're up again in the second. 2 on for Spencer Torkelson. Draws the walk, bases loaded. Oh, wait, they scored a run somehow. So it's a full count for Carson Kelly with a run already in. Line drive into center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Should score 2. And the trail runner advances as well. So there's no force play. There's only 1 out, second and third now, in a 2-1 count for Colt Keith. That's the center. It's going to drop in. It does. Might score 2 more. Second and third. Still 1 out for Zach McKinstry. Oh my goodness, that is gone. That is a no-doubter. Oh, look at it. The AI has jumped us all the way to the 8th inning. We're down 10-0. 2 men on, 2 outs, an 0-2 count for Rich Skidmore. Line drive into the corner. That'll be extra bases. Might clear the bases. Might cut the lead to 8. A 2-run double and advances a third on the throw. All right. Well, that's it though. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. That's usually the sign that the AI has surrendered. And it's Ivan Loya. And he goes down looking. That is the end of game 1, 10-2. We did get 8 hits though. That's not bad. All right, let's go to the standings view and let's sim the month of March. We're already one game into it. Only have 2 more to go. 0-3. Like to see that. Let's just take a look at the calendar. 2-10, 2-7, and 1-10. The starting pitchers are, as hoped, terrible. All right, month of April. We are 1-6. Uh-oh, quite a few wins there. 5-13. Ooh, our win percentage is over 300. 9-21. 10-21. We are tied for second worst in the majors with wins with the Angels. The Rockies, 6-23. FlyW says, I don't know how this team wins 50 games. Well, they've pieced together 10 already. 10-21. 323 win percentage. Tyler Dix, 3rd in the league in stolen bases. Well, there we go. We're stuck on 10 wins for a long time there. Here's the owner interrupting us, even though we said we don't want the owner involved. We'll send the rest of May. 8 consecutive strikeouts by Greg, our relief pitcher. 19-40. We are still 5 wins ahead of the Rockies, but comfortably now not comfortably, 1 win behind the Angels for second worst in the AL. Yeah, 53 wins because we took over the White Sox, right? If the White Sox were still there, 53 wins might not be the worst, but with the rest of this division, the question is, can we fall enough to catch the Rockies? Oh, we had a nice little losing streak there. The Rockies have passed us. 24 consecutive stolen base streak by Dix. We now have 22 wins. We are the worst in the majors, 3 wins behind the Rockies, and our win percentage is down to almost 25%. That would be 40-some wins for whoever had 46. Besides Tyler Dix stealing bases, we have no one on the leaderboard. All right, let's go to the All-Star break. We're still hovering around 250, 258 win percentage, 25-72. 3 wins behind the Rockies for worst in the majors. 1 more game to get to the All-Star break. Unfortunately, it's a win, and the Rockies lost, so now we're 2 wins behind the Rockies. Let's see if we get the minimum of 1 All-Star. Here's the voting. We have no one in the top 3 in voting and no pitchers in the top 5 for starters or relievers. That includes our crazy good relief pitchers. Our closer is 4-1 with 10 saves, a 1.989 ERA, 0.99 WHIP, and 12.4 strikeouts per 9. And we did not get top 5 votes for the All-Star game. Did we get snubbed? What do the other vote getters look like? Clase, 19 saves, 1.19. Nope, he deserves to be ahead of us. Rasmussen, 5-2, 6 saves, 1.57 ERA. Mason Miller, 13 saves, 1.25 ERA. Kirby Yates, 18 saves, .93. I don't know why Yates isn't number one. Tyson Miller, 1-1, 2 saves, .63. All right, yeah, okay. Those guys all deserve to be ahead of our closer for sure. And then let's look at who was actually selected. Okay, they took Frank Padilla, our relief pitcher. Not our closer, though. That's one of our setup guys. With a 2.5, I don't know why they didn't take our closer. Our closer is much better. But that's it. They just took our one relief pitcher. So we did get the minimum number of all-stars. So that's good. That's actually a really good sign. All right, let's look at the home run challenge. We don't have anyone. Oh, Tiny, Judge, Santander, and Tucker advance. Judge and Santander advance. And it's Aaron Judge wins the home run challenge. Very nice. 12 home runs to 5. All right, let's go to the All-Star game itself. NL wins 7-1. Did our relief pitcher get in the game? Nope, we didn't even... Oh, yes, we did. 1 clean inning with 2 strikeouts. Very nice done, Padilla. You're not supposed to be good, though. You're supposed to be helping us lose. All right, let's go back to the standings view. Finish today. Oh, no, let's just go to the end of the month. $27 and 83, 84. This is kind of tracking for where I was hoping this team would be. So this is a good sign. This might end up actually being too low. A little too low still. Wow. We're down to 8 scrubs, and it might still be too low. We have been eliminated from the playoffs. We're 32 and 105. We are 10 games behind the Rockies. Now let's go to the end of the regular season. $40 and 121. One more win and we will match the White Sox actual record. We don't. 40 and 122. So here's the thing. If this is representative of what this set of choices, right? Let me put that back up. Of what this gets you. 2 legend, 3 star, 3 good, 5 average, and 5 bench. Then I think we're still not good enough. Now, did something happen to the game engine between when I did my run? Because now I feel like we could go back to this 2-5-5-5-4 and still be around 50 wins. What happened? I'm almost tempted to rerun this. I mean, rerun it with the original settings because we're still undershooting by a good bit. Well, okay, no, that's not quite true. That's not quite true because we improved. We improved by 14. And so really, I just want to improve by 10 more games. So if we restore 1 good, so it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. That actually numerically is kind of appealing to me too. I mean, if we go 2, 4, 4, 5, 5, then we're actually not that far from where we started. And then I'll feel kind of dumb that I went so extremely low. All right, let's watch the postseason. Let's do the postseason awards, then we'll do the pack giveaway. I definitely undershot with the original attempt. Right, I think we might have a game 163 going on here. What do we have? Oh yeah, there's a tie for the wild card in the AL. I think that's it. There's a tie for the AL wild card. Yep. Oh. The Red Sox win 8-6 in a bit of a shootout to take the wild card spot. Yankees win 2-1 to face the Mariners. Red Sox win 2-1 to face the Royals. The Mets sweep the Phillies. Wow. And the Padres beat the Giants 2-1 to face the Dodgers. The Dodgers sim very well in OOTP26, so we'll see if anyone can knock them off. Dodgers sweep the Padres 3-0, and the Mets are going to Met and lose to the Brewers 3-1. Red Sox advance after going the distance against the Royals, and the Yankees win 3-1 over the Mariners. So, this Yankees Red Sox matchup would probably be fun to watch in the ALCS, and then it's Dodgers Brewers in the NL. Yankees win 4-2, and the Dodgers win 4-2. So yet another Yankees Dodgers repeat matchup in the World Series. And the Dodgers win 4-1. We did get a game score of 1. Thank you very much. And let's do the pack giveaway. Let's see what let's get a spreadsheet version of the answers in here. Just resizing some columns and stuff. I'll share it in the stream pretty quickly as soon as I get this to fit. Okay, here is the survival section. All right. Again, there are 7 of you. Good luck, everybody. Will this team have the lowest regular season win percentage in the majors? Yes, we did. 40 wins versus 54 for the Rockies and 56 for the Angels. So we lose Kynan and Psycho Ducko. We were the worst in the majors. Will it be worse in the AL? Yes, we were worse in the AL. We're worse in this division. Yes, we're worse in the division. Kind of hard not to be if we're worse in the majors. Will this team have a regular season win percentage below 500? Yes, we did. Will this team make the playoffs? No, they did not. And I think we can safely say all these are right. They did not make the World Series. And yeah, we did not win the World Series. We did not. Oh wait, we didn't do the postseason awards yet. Great gloves. Oh, we won a great glove at catcher. Wow. Who did that? Who got a great glove at catcher? There are only 50 defenders. Who was that? Troy Bryan, one of the 50 defensive catchers. Troy Bryan. He did have framing. He did have plus blocking, but a negative arm. 9.07 range for a catcher. I guess that's good. -2 Z rating, 1.160 efficiency. But, yeah, okay, a 50 catcher can win a Gold Glove. That's interesting. I want to take a look at the other Gold Glove winners. Are there other 50s winning Gold Gloves? First baseman, 50. Second baseman, 60. We had a third baseman rated 45 win a Gold Glove here. Schumann, 55, won a Gold Glove at shortstop. Langford, okay, the 55 at least make a little more sense. The 60 does too. But this 45 and 50 winning Gold Gloves, that's very surprising. I mean, Rengifo did have range and arm, so I guess that's what it's valuing. All right. Relief of the year. Now we have good relief pitchers. Those are all of our. Oh, look at this! All 5 starters have slumped snowflakes next to them. 20 saves, 4-1 record, 1.20 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, 12.2 strikeouts per 9. I mean, come on, this guy's got to get some votes. Oh, come on. We didn't get any votes for that season? That's lame. Boo. I say boo. All right. Platinum Stick Awards. Will we get any? No, it doesn't look like we do. Yep, done for us. All right. What's next? Cy Young, we don't have anyone eligible. Or sorry, Rookie of the Year, we don't have anyone eligible. Cy Young, 2-26, 2-26, 3-14 is probably our best percentage record. 4-24 is our most wins, and Vince White went 1-24 with a 10.16 ERA. Stellar. How do you have a 10.16 ERA and even win a game? That's kind of crazy. Look, the bullpen held it down. 1.2 ERA at the closer. 3.13, 3.54 in the setup roles. Other than this 4.8 from Carlos Nunez, the whole bullpen is below 3.84. Not bad. But the starting pitching, atrocious. All right, Cy Young Award. Of course, we get no votes. Logan Gilbert for the Mariners wins it. He simmed very well last night, too. 19-7 with a 2.90 ERA. Or not last night, I guess this afternoon. No, when did Logan Gilbert... When was he so dominant? Might have been earlier this week. But yeah, he turned in a really good season in one of our sims. Okay, let's go to the MVP. Do we have any candidates? I mean, Dick stole a ton of bases. Is that enough to get consideration? Dick with 95 stolen bases, but he only hit 209. We'll sort by OPS. Yeah, I don't think the 787 OPS is going to cut it. We did have decent home run production. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 players in double digits. MVP. We did not get MVP. Do we get any votes? right.
I think we have enough information now. Oh, no, wait. Did we do the MVP award? Yes, we did. Okay. Did we see the results? No, we didn't look yet. Okay, did we get any votes? No, it's clean. No Chicago White Sox. All right, so 41 losses or 40 losses, historic. Not quite the 50 I'm looking for because it's hard to go down from that 40 wins, I think. I'd rather start at a place where our contestants have a chance to move that bar down a bit before we get whatever EVC and NYC equivalent is going to get the record in low ball early on. All right, so let's save this and let's go ahead and do the pack giveaway. Now we're ready to do it. Will a player get the Cy Young Award? No. Will a player win the MVP? No. Okay, now this is the last question to break the ties for first place. If the tie is not broken, then everyone's back in for the numerical questions. And the big question, of course, is how many games is this team going to win? All right, the answer is 40. Okay, Late Tate and Flying W are both 3 away. So we do not have a first place winner at the end of the Survivor Style section, which means everyone's back in, and we're going to do the massive tiebreaker. All right, we're going to hide the Survivor Style section. We don't need that right now. Okay, how many games behind will this team finish? 54 games behind. 54. 6 away is AW. Oh, wait, 54. So 6 games behind is AW. 7 games away is Flying WV. So I think it's AW. Closest with 48. Oh, did I crash Google Sheets? Oh my goodness, Google Chrome is not responding. Did I just kill Google Sheets? No, there we go. Okay. Oh, this is the hover question. So let's jot down in our notepad what the hover answers are. Psycho Ducko trying to get the form to crash so we can submit new ones. That's pretty good. All right, so if we do the mouse hover, 30, 30, 26. And then 29, 29, third in defensive efficiency. Third in defensive efficiency. That might change some things in the standings. Okay, so in order, run scored, we were 30th. So Flying WV. Oh wait, hold on. Let me give AW his point here. 30th, 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 30th. 4 of you get points there. Okay, next up is batting average. 30th, dead last. Flying WV, Late to Hate, AW. Tommy, all I do is win. Home runs hit.
26th. AW with the 27th is the closest. ERA, 29th. AW, T. Davis, get that exactly right. Strikeouts, 29th. Kynan gets that exactly right. And is the only one who snags a point that round. I mean, Kynan can go on a run, but also played spoiler there, keeping AW from getting a 6 point this early. Okay, defensive efficiency. This was the shocking third. Psycho Ducko with the 23rd is the closest. Not close, but the closest. Yeehaw from Psycho Ducko. Home runs hit by the home run leader. $24 home runs. Oh, Psycho Ducko exactly 24 again. Getting right back into the competition. Very nice. All right, now we're going to be looking at batting averages. Again, minimum 300 plate appearances. Okay, the lowest batting average is a 208. Oh, the meme guess doesn't pay off for Psycho Ducko. 208. Kynan, close to the 206. Very nice guess. Okay, AW way in the lead right now with 5, but we have several people with 2 each. Flying WB, Late to Hate, Kynan, Tommy All I Do Is Win, and Psycho Ducko all have 2 each. They are still within striking distance, especially with the number of questions left. Highest batting average this team with 300 plate appearances is 277. Late to Hate with a 275. Very nice guess. Late to Hate squeaks ahead now into second place with 3, still trailing AW's 5. Okay, OPS with at least 300 plate appearances. All right, next are the OPS questions, right? So, lowest 300 plate appearances. 539. 523. Oh, 530. 530 from Psycho Ducko, now with 3. There's a tie for second, Late to Hate and Psycho Ducko. AW still in the lead, 5-3. The highest OPS was 787. Oh, it might be AW. 787. 790 guessed by AW. Amazing. Nice guess, AW. Alright, so that's 6 for AW, 3 for Psycho Ducko, 3 for Late to Hate, and then several others with 2. Highest strikeout percentage with at least 300 plate appearances. For that, we have to go to batting stats too. 29.5. 29.5. 29 for Tommy All I Do Is Win. Yep, Tommy All I Do Is Win, now back in it. AW with 6. Late to Hate, Tommy All I Do Is Win, and Psycho Ducko each with 3. Alright, regular season strikeouts to lead the team for pitchers. 134. 134. Oh my goodness, late to hate exactly 134. Late to hate now has 4. Highest ERA on the team with at least 100 innings pitched. Highest ERA 10.16. Whoever gets highest wins. 9.991 from AW. Takes it by 0.02. Wow. Lowest ERA. 100 innings pitched. Wow, Frank Padilla from the bullpen with 137 innings pitched in the pen. 3.01. 3.01. Oh, the meme guess was close. No, T. Davis. I think T. Davis is the closest. Yeah, T. Davis takes it. All right, the highest whip. Vince White with a 2.21 whip. Kynan, 0.01 away. What a guess. All right. The lowest whip with 100 innings pitched. Again, Frank Padilla, 0.97. Yeah, I think everyone forgot about the bullpen. If one of those guys can get 100 innings, which 2 of them did, this is possible. 0.97. Low guess is going to take it, which is 1.12 from Flying WV. Now remember, the new rule is if there is a tie of any kind, whoever got the answer closest to the end of the tied contestants is the winner. So this next question could be big for determining second place. I think AW's got first place clinched. All right, highest home runs per 9 with at least 100 innings pitched. 3 home runs per 9, which is pretty bad. It is Tommy All I Do Is Win. He gets to 4 out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for AW. He gets first place. Second place, 3 for Flying WB, 4 for Late to Hate, 2 for T. Davis, 3 for Kynan, 4 for Tommy All I Do Is Win, which is tied with Late to Hate, but Tommy got the last answer right. That is the final tiebreaker. Whoever's closest to here, it's this one versus this one. So Tommy All I Do Is Win gets second place. Out of nowhere. Was idle for most of the second half of this guessing. Yeah, Psycho Ducko said it was kind of boring that there were mostly 30s, but only 2 of them were 30s, and then the rest were near 30, but had people guessing them exactly. Fly W says this new tiebreaker method is horrible for me to win, right? Tommy, I mean, you won, so I'm sure you think it's fun, but I'm glad you thought it was fun. I kind of like when the pack giveaways, lots of people are in the running till the end. But, I mean, it was pretty clear that AW had built a pretty sizable lead. But there are a few people in it till the end there, so I'm glad at least Tommy All I Do Is Win had fun. All right, let's see. Where are we going to rate into? Well, this is cool. Baffle is streaming. But first, I feel like he's not streaming OOTP. So first, let me see if anyone is streaming OOTP. That's my first priority. Sorry for that noise. I hit my microphone stand. I apologize for that. Who is playing Out of the Park Baseball? Oh, we are. All right, no one else is streaming OTP. Baffle, who is a great member of the OOTP community. So we're going to rate it. He streams OOTP occasionally, but is super involved in OOTP. Great variety streamer. Does college football, does OOTP, does MLB The Show. So we're going to rate into Baffle. All right. All right, have a good time. I want to hang out in Baffle stream for a while I do my a couple drafts I have to get done before I go to bed. And I will be streaming again Saturday night. I feel like I need to tweak this game one more time and then we should be good to go. So we'll see what that looks like. Thank you to Ezra Denny for the raid, as always. And hope to see you tomorrow night.